Did you hate the last video I did? Well, here's the video for you. Okay, so this is confusing as hell. How can one of the good things be one of the bad things? Well, I think that's a large reason why this movie is so polarizing. This is a brilliant idea, and the scene is so well done. Other than the stupid family. Just move. What are you doing? Just move! Believe it or not, Zod's death is less dark in this film than it was in Superman 2. There, Superman just kills him like it's another day in the office for him. Here, we see Zod's death has a serious impact on him. Now, what that impact actually is completely unclear. But that's a different rant for a different video. Click on the link below to see that video. Despite its issues, I love this scene. It just needs to be more fleshed out. But I do love it when we see these super moral heroes forced into a choice where there is no correct answer. They either do something bad or they allow something far worse to happen. This is something that's been handled really well through Doctor Who, with the New Who storyline. This was also something handled, I think, the best in the Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode in The Pale Moonlight. They just need to follow up like they did in that episode.
For the safety of the Alpha Quadrant, so I will learn to live with it. Because I can live with it. I can live with it.
A short scene like that, maybe where Superman's talking to Lois, would have done wonders for Zod's death. Zod's death is a great scene in this movie, and even though the rest of the movie fails it, I think this scene should be recognized. Put quite simply, Jor-El is awesome in this movie. It has nothing to do with the actors. I have no problem with Russell Crowe as an actor, but he is no Marlon Brando. Yet in this movie, Crowe's version of Jor-El is so much cooler than Brando's. There's no comparison. In the beginning, we see Jor-El before his death happens, and then at the end, we see Jor-El as a fully interactive hologram, able to maintain his presence as a character even long after his death. And he's far more useful than some disembodied head that just dispenses random advice to Superman. Plus, he does have one of the coolest mounts ever. This is my coolest mount. I bet you can't beat this one, Jor-El. Damn! Not to mention, Jor-El would be one of the coolest video game companions ever. Knock the weapon out of the bad guy's hands. Close the door so we don't get ads. Yeah, for some reason I don't think he's gonna do it. In any case, it's clear that Jor-El would make a great member of any raid team. Dude, you're a warrior wearing leather armor. What a noob.
The vote must be unanimous, Jor-El. It has therefore now become your decision. You alone will condemn us if you wish, and you alone will be held responsible by me. You will bow down before me, Jor-El. I swear it. No matter that it takes an eternity, you will bow down before me!
In the original movies, we got a Zod that was a criminal. He had a grudge against Superman because his father was the one who incarcerated him. Pretty much, it's a revenge story for Zod. I'm not going to go over performances because, in my opinion, both Terrence Stamp and Michael Shannon are perfect for their respective Zods. Stamp's over-the-top
Kneel before Zod!
is iconic, up there with
Don't do this, El. The last thing I want is for us to be enemies.
You have abandoned the principles that bound us together. You've taken up the sword against your own people. I will honor the man you once were, Zod. Not this monster you've become.
In Man of Steel, Zod is a man whose life has been dedicated to the protection of Krypton. While both actors do a great job with their character, I do prefer the character of Zod that Man of Steel presents. He is one of the few leaders who believes Jor-El that Krypton is dying. The difference between Jor-El and Zod is that Jor-El is only willing to seek diplomatic means to save his people. The leaders of Krypton ignore Jor-El, and Zod attempts a full-out rebellion. This makes sense for his character. He is a military leader in charge of protecting his people. He is unwilling to stand by and let his people die, just because they are ignorant. Granted, he seems to have some insanity going on too.
I will find him!
But still, he is a man with solid reasons. What he does is not done to be evil or criminal. What he does to save his people. He chooses to rebuild Krypton on a planet that can sustain them, the same planet that Jor-El chose for his son for the exact same reasons. His story makes sense. Hell, if I were Kryptonian and I thought the planet were doomed, I would likely be standing right next to Zod. He is crazy, but he has his reasons for what he's doing. Even after the fall of Krypton, all he cares about is bringing back Krypton for the few left. It's what he was born and bred for. It's all he knows. That's why Zod is one of Man of Steel's strengths. This really shouldn't be a strength. Do you realize that they tell Superman's origin twice in this movie? There is a huge Kryptonian scene at the very beginning, then we get a short visual retelling of the same story from Jor-El when Clark finds the Fortress of Solitude. They are totally redundant, yet I wouldn't cut either of them. They are both incredibly awesome. The beginning on Krypton is just a great and unique retelling of the same story from Superman the movie. Just this time, it's way more awesome. Then, when Clark finds the fortress, the visual used to retell the story are stunning. It would be impossible for me to remove either of them. This is one time the movie focuses too much on one aspect, and I have no complaints.
And we can be heroes just for one day.
He looks human, and he is a hero. His great abilities are not meant to be used to protect people all the time, everywhere, but to serve as an example to other people. And that's what we see in this movie. We don't see Zod coming to Earth and the President begging for Superman to save them.
Superman, can you hear me? Superman!
We see humans taking action against these hostile aliens. And when there are two Krypton formers? Is that how you say it?
The terraforming.
But terraforming means to make something Earth-like. Is it terraforming if you change the Earth into something else? Anyways, two big ships are on opposite sides of the Earth. Since he's super fast, he'll fly to the other side of the Earth and attempt to destroy the machine, while the humans try to destroy the one that's already there. What is awesome about this is that Superman isn't expected to save everyone. Look at the city attack in Superman 2. It takes Superman's apparent death to get people to do anything. Here, lots of people get to be heroes. Perry White gets some fantastic scenes as he and his co-workers work their way through Metropolis as it's being destroyed by these massive super beings battling it out. It's truly awesome, and an amazing strength of this movie that many people overlook. You may have noticed that the top 5 problems list showed a lot of individual shots showing issues with the movie. That's because the major issues with this movie could have all been fixed with some small moments added, a couple more changed, and a couple more just edited differently. The only one that'd be hard to fix is the shaky cam. So please, filmmakers, don't use shaky cam unless you have a firm grip on why you're using it. There are a lot of good ideas in this movie that aren't as explored as they should be. There are other ideas that are expanded upon that don't need to be. Viewing Superman as Jesus does nothing to add to his character. However, viewing him as a character that sees life as incredibly important to the point where he finds it impossible to choose between killing a murderer or letting that murderer kill innocents. When he does finally make the choice, we see him scream at the death he has created. This would have added to the movie immensely. However, no Superman movie is perfect. Well, technically no movie is perfect, but Superman movies all have major flaws. Time doesn't work like that. Superman can do a lot, but what the hell was that? Okay, so all the good Superman movies have issues. Man of Steel is, in my opinion, the best Superman movie. It deals with the story as realistically as you could, by emphasizing the sci-fi elements to the Superman story. In the end, what makes it rise above over Superman movies is simply because I enjoyed it more than the other ones, which is an accomplishment considering I do enjoy Superman 1 and 2 a lot.
And I was playing an online game called World of Warcraft. And it was a high point of the game. Right, and so the phone's ringing and I'm ignoring it because I'm not going to bail on these guys. And then I look down and it's Zack Snyder calling.